Hey, it's Melanie, your fastest Iraqi dinar summary on the net. I'm just going to try to do this real quick because it's Friday. I have a hair appointment, so I already got back to all your emails between my live stream and now. The live stream is fire. You should go watch it. I went into all the details. I also, last night in my live stream, if you haven't watched it or if you're bored tonight and you don't have anything, watch my live stream from last night. I did updates. We got new updates and we went through it, and God led me to do this. Look, this is Iraq. This is the size of Iraq, the blue outline. This is Kuwait, this little blue spot here. Again, the Kuwaiti dinar right now equals $3. One Kuwaiti dinar equals $3 and $1.25. Iraq is still 0.00076 per Google for us in the US. Now, we do know, and I will cover this again. I will do it right now because I did that this morning. This is what I was led to do. This is the memo we have. FXVU strategic release memo, Iraqi dinar at 481. Yes, the date is May 27th of 2025. Does it matter? Iraq is often delayed in doing things. And it says in here, the last sentence says, release is now dependent solely on coordinated political timing optics. You need to understand this is coordinated political timing. That's why you have all these coordinated political things going on. That's why it's getting really messy. God gave me 3 words with regard to this. After he told me to tell you it was done on a live stream, he said, don't worry about the banks. It's going to be messy. Take the money and run. And I want you to think about that when I do this summary, okay? So we have the best intel sources. My intel sources are Army Rangers. They were on the ground somewhere in the Middle East. They shall remain nameless. They are anonymous. So this was the article that was one of the last articles that I covered this morning. Surprise operations lead key scenarios for Iraq and the region amid U.S. escalation. Okay, I covered that article this morning. You should go watch the live stream. The next one is Customs expects, I talked about this yesterday, Customs expects revenues to exceed 10 trillion dinars with the new Escuda system. That is the system that they've been using to train people about the redenomination. It's also their customs system. Guys, these banking systems are a system that you've never seen before. Then there's this article, a U.S. report calls on Washington to focus on Iraqi politics, not leaders. Look, calls on Washington to focus on Iraqi politics, not leaders. It was just interesting because the council called on the United States to focus on Iraqi policy, not individuals and leaders, but on the Atlantic, strengthening institutional processes, arguing that although outgoing Prime Minister al-Sudani appears to be the safest option, this perspective conflates personal leadership qualities with the deeper structural problems that have historically plagued Iraq. Now, on my live stream this morning, at the very end, the last, I would say, 5 minutes, I found Amanda Grace's prophetic word about this. So you need to go to my live stream and go and listen to that. It was a short that she posted on October 25th about how before this happens, before it may go into the hands of somebody that might coordinate with other countries and do whatever they're going to do, this Iraqi dinar, an interim leader was going to bring a lot of value to the Iraqi dinar before that happens. So then this article came out yesterday, CBI to Finance Ministry, official exchange rate set at 1,300 dinars in 2026 budget. Now, what I said is I laughed out loud when I saw this because why? I'm the one channel that says the budget doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they do with the budget. They did the tripart budget for 2023, 2024, 2025. They never released what the rate was. Now, all of a sudden, they're coming out with the rate in the budget for the whole year of 2026. You got to admit that's funny. That's like the equivalent of taking out a full-page ad like Kuwait did in the paper saying we're not going to do it for a year. That's exactly what that is. 1 year budget, we're not going to do it for a year. Think about that. If you like that perspective, please comment down below. I'm the only one who has it. You get unique stuff here. Why? Because I'm so submitted to God. Also, there was a warning from our military that are over in the Middle East that if we don't wake up, we're going to have unified prayer on our streets like they're seeing in New York City. I don't have an opinion about that. I'm just glad I don't live there. Amen. So, guys, that was what we got from our unique intel sources. The military over there, we love them. We thank them for all they do for us. And giving us all the intel that they do every morning. I want to make sure this is the last article. Yeah, this was the last article they sent. The surprise operations leave key scenarios for Iraq and the region amid U.S. escalation. So, guys, I believe that we are just flexing our muscles by bringing in Maduro finally, because he was under indictment and he's going to see justice. We wait and see what happens. All these other positioning I think it's a warning shot to Russia and China. And there's other people that agree with me, but this is about Iraq. What's going to happen with Iraq? That's why I did that Amanda Grace prophetic word about Iraq. You should go listen to my live stream because I played it there, because it was hard for me to find it. I found it during my live stream. It was hard. Then we have other people that sent articles like, why is the Central Bank of Iraq refusing to devalue the dinar? Guys, it's coordinated political timing. So I don't need to go through all the different economist positioning, writing articles so that you read them. You just need to believe this is done. And how do you believe that's done? Faith is a mustard seed moves a mountain. I teach people that we're co-creators with Christ. We can bring this in. And it said trade is moving towards reducing some tariffs. Thank you, Polar Bear Hugs, for sending me this. Trade is moving towards reducing some tariffs in preparation for joining the World Trade Organization. So everybody's waiting for this to happen. There's a lot of us that are positioned well. I represent 3 steps. Other people are saying you need to go to redemption center. So now I'm going to go to the summary of everybody else. When you send me emails, don't ask me about these centers. I'm not participating in these centers. I give you the 3 steps to a safe exchange. That's what I represent here. Now I'm going to go to everybody else. Again, thank you everybody that participates in my channel. Give me some positive comments. Now it's Friday, so I'm out of the box after 4. I'm getting my hair done. Plus I'm hanging out with my husband. I may or may not be live in the morning. Just make sure you're subscribed and tap the bell. Frank 26, the CBI announced they increased the value of the Iraqi dinar from 1320 to 1300. Big deal. It's not impressive. They're trying their best to tell you some things. They need to get to 1,000. I don't know what he's talking about, get to 1,000, but I don't watch Frank 26. If you do, comment down below that you love Frank. I love Frank. I love everybody. I'm a nice human. I love all my fellow brothers and sisters that are going through this crazy world together. We bring hope and happiness on my channel. I hope you'll subscribe to it. It's an official announcement. Yeah, I covered that. But his take on it is different than mine. He probably covered it last night. I'm happy for him, right? Bruce, if I had dinar, there's no way in this world I would go to the bank because the dinar has a contract rate at the redemption center only, and it's terrific. It's very high. President Trump set that up in his first term with Prime Minister and the Central Bank of Iraq, and it is a stellar rate, an excellent rate. The rate on the dong is not a contract rate. It is on the dinar, but not on the dong. But the dong rate that what we've heard in the last few days is quite good, quite high, and everybody will be pleased with it. Again, that's what Bruce says. He represents the redemption centers. You want to know about the redemption centers? Get on one of his calls. He does calls every Tuesday and Thursday nights. I'm sure you can find him on X. You can find him somewhere. Mountain Goat, article quote, 18 critical issues that Savaya said would be among the priorities of his mission in Iraq during the new year. Savaya just needs to convince the Iraqi government of these things he wants to accomplish. Do we investors in the dinar have to wait for the RV to get all these items fixed? Of course not. Some items we know must be accomplished and are already known issues that have been working on for years already. That's Mountain Goat. Again, I don't know what Mountain Goat does. I'm bringing you the summary of what everybody's saying. I only know what God told me to do, which is the 3 steps to a safe exchange for his kingdom. And then he inspired me to get Amanda Grace's word about the Iraqi dinar from October 25th. That again, all goes back to my live stream. Guru Jeff, he's one that loves the budgets and the timing. He thinks it's always going to be on a new fiscal year. He says they need a permanent seat of government in order to enter into legal binding agreements. That's part of why the rate can only change after the government's completed, or he thinks the government has to be completed. What do you think? Comment down below. I love everybody's opinion. I hope you all come here and hear this because we all together in one accord can bring this in my opinion. Mark C, we love him. The exchange rate will be 1,300 dinar in the 2026 budget. He said, don't anyone jump off a cliff. Somebody did a great breakdown on this, that this is not a market revaluation, but a budget revaluation. 1,300 stabilizes the budget, but not the market. Guys, it's not even on the market. It's a program rate in Iraq only. So who cares what they do in their budget with their program rate? Once it's revalued, trust me, the whole game changes. And it's not going to revalue until it's listed on Forex. And I said this morning, you should go watch it. What God brought me was a revelation of how they're merging on top of the old SWIFT system, they're merging the new system, and it's married into a brand new system that you've never even imagined. And it's why Iraq is secure and stable. And they've done it in Iraq first, and now it's replicating all over the Middle East and in these countries. Some of them people are resisting, and that's where their skirmish is. This new system is going to be in safety and security everywhere. It's going to help. It's going to bring clarity and transparency to everyone that's in it. And it's a good time to be alive. So he said, Mark Z said, this does not mean there won't be an overnight currency reset or a redenomination for cash holders for the international RV. I agree, and I talked about that tomorrow. Frank, I talked about that this morning and last night. Frank 26, what I find crazy is if Iraq goes international at 1310, which you've never done before, there is no profit. Don't be surprised. This, again, I think I said it already in this summary, that's like taking out a full page ad like Kuwait did, said we ain't going to do it for a year. Fun Lou, I regret that I have to be the harbinger. He said, oh, well, whatever. Iraq's gold reserves remain stable at 170 tons. Guys, they've got everything they need to do this. Do you believe that it's revalues? If not, it will be done for you as you have believed. That is what the word says. That's not what I say. That's what the Holy Book says. It will be done for you. It will become for you as you have believed. So are you a believer or are you a doubter? I'm just asking you, do you believe this is done or do you doubt it? Comment down below. I'd like to know. And please consider subscribing, tapping the bell, because we believe we can manifest this by our prayers. Amen. God bless. Bye.